Alright, so we're going to set this rail. I think what I want to do first is I want to get the straight throughs set and gauged. So let's find where that's going to sit. So the first thing we want to do is we want to flux off some of this stuff. We're not going to use every single one, but it wouldn't hurt to make sure your ties and rails are all fluxed at this point. And then when you go to heat it up, you can flux it again. Alright, so we're going to do the short inner rail. So we're going to take and turn the rail bottom side up. Let's do this over the cork so we can, let's do it over this little board I built for it. I need to build me a new board. This one's about getting wore out and don't want to hold the rail anymore. There we go. And what that does is that takes the shine off, but it also gives little scratches or little ridges for that solder to get up into. And where that really is important is when you're doing points, because you've filed everything down so small and so thin that there's nothing to hang on to really. So with that extra little grid pattern or grip pattern underneath on the bottom of the rail, it solders in and holds a lot nicer. Alright, you guys probably get to see the back of my head, but I'm gonna need to get up in here so I can see that I got that set exactly right where I want it. And let's oh shoot, what do I got going here? I got a tip that's all blacked in with the oxidization crappy stuff. Now I just use the wire brush. I like that. I got me a, just get the toothpick out of there. It's pretty much wore out now, but this was one of them gold steel wool balls that you can buy. And then of course you got to have a model railroaders of some kind cup. So I've got me a Lionel cup from when I was a kid. Actually the cup's not from when I was a kid, but Lionel's what I had when I was a kid. I just got it all nice in there so you can keep it right by your tip. When you go, you can just plunge your tip a couple times. Right now I don't have any water in it, but this is my base holder. It's got a nice little thing, and then what's nice about the sponges is you can just go get a kitchen sponge and cut it down and replace it when you need to. And sometimes I know it's a big waste, but sometimes you can do that to clean your tip if you've been using it for quite a bit. I'll do that every now and then. One nice thing is I better get my eyeballs here. You always want to go to the outside of your rail with your solder. I think I went too thin with my flux. I don't want to do it. There, we got some. We got a bunch of flux on there now. Oops, where did I throw it? There it is. Alright. Some of you guys might have problems with getting too much solder into your stuff. This is a handy little thing to do. Get your X-Acto out and just cut you some pieces. Kind of frees up the hand, but yet you got to still have the tweezer place it. So then you can come and place that solder in there. So now I've got a solder that's just about the width of the tie on the outside, sitting there. It's fluxed, so the flux will hold it there. So let's get a hemostat so we can control this a little better. Get a hold of the rail correctly. There we go. Alright, there we go. I got it placed where I wanted to. Then we just heat it up just enough that we can see it sweat through on the other side. Sometimes you need to come on this side and hold on the rail, and you can get it to sweat across. Now that looks like I got solder everywhere. If you could see it in real life, you can see the score marks in the tie from when I dressed it with the file. So it's very, very thin solder joint. But being we've got all them striations in the back, it's going to hold pretty good. And right now all we want to do is just temporarily hold this in here anyway. Oop. Get that the best I can to center where that's going to be. Heat my rail up, touch the tie just a bit so then it sweats under. I've seen it bubble up over here, so we'll give that a little heat to smooth it down. And there we go. We got the first one placed in there. Now then what we want to do is we're going to figure out where we need to go with the next one so that we can figure out how to clip our joints so that we end up passing through with each other. I think we'll stop at that point right there.